Hello everybody, welcome back to YouTube channel. If you are watching on YouTube, welcome back to the King's Nest on the podcast. Yes, I know I have changed the name because you know what, King's Nest sound better. My YouTube channel is called King Kamikaze. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe. And it just made sense. If the channel is called King Kamikaze, then the podcast should be called the King's Nest. I know the King's Nest is kind of like what, but it is still has the name King in it because I tried to do the whole thing with the cast and I was like, oh, King cast. No, that sounds fucking obnoxious. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it, the King's Nest. Maybe I'll change it in the future. Who knows? It has a really cool photo of me in the leather jacket in the background. So, anyway, today we are going to be talking about Vikram. The 2022 movie. It is action slash mystery starring Kamal Hassan, Fahad, Vijay Sethupathi, all that good stuff. Surya cameos in the end. Already spoiler alert. We're going to be delving deep into the movie. Full spoilers. This is not a review. If you do want to watch a review of the movie and you're thinking whether you should watch it or not, you've clicked on the wrong video. You're listening to the wrong podcast. Like that's not what this is about. We're discussing the movie, what I liked, what I didn't. In general, this is like a discussion forum, right? So if you are listening and you disagree with me, well, on the podcast you can't really do anything. So jokes on you. But if you are on YouTube, don't forget to comment and tell me why you disagree with me instead of just saying that you disagree with me, because that you don't have no idea how it narrows down to the entire thing I'm talking about. But we are going to be talking about Vikram. One more shameless plug. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Thimaya_pu. It feels very awkward to say that. I'm not going to say that again. Okay, enough bullshit. Vikram, alright. I watched this movie last Sunday. Today is Friday, so it's been quite a while, but it's still fresh in my head, right? Like, there's so many things about this movie I liked. So this is a very commercial Tamil movie and it is Tamil, by the way. I mean, obviously, we're delving into spoilers. If you don't care, just listen, go ahead. So it is a very commercial Tamil movie, right? So I have to say, in general, commercial movies, masala films, as you would say, they're not exactly the best, right? They're meant to draw large audiences. They're meant to generate a lot of money, which they usually do both. But unfortunately, they're not really good in quality. They're just shit movies. Looking at Bollywood and almost all of the South Indian masala movies. I have to say, out of all the commercial masala movies, this is definitely a good commercial film. And that's the thing, not every commercial film is bad. Like, they are meant to draw large audiences. They have a lot of fan service moments. Rajnikant, Bollywood mein you have like Salman Khan type movies. But the thing is, this is not a bad commercial movie. There's good commercial movies and then there's shitty commercial movies. This is fortunately not in the shitty category, right? Really good movie. We are gonna eventually start talking about it. This is Kamal Hassan's, I don't know, I read somewhere like 263rd movie, which is insane. The man has been acting forever. He started acting, I think, when he was 19 or something. And he looks great, man. This movie is gonna make you feel like you wanna grow a beard. Like, everyone in this movie has such good looking long beards. Beautiful. Anyway, let's start with the story. So, I do want to delve into spoilers. You know what? Fuck it. So it basically starts with Fahad, which let me just cross check if that is his name. Am I too close to the mic? He's just too close to the. I'm sorry. Yes, his name is just Fahad. Okay, so Fahad is Agent Amar. I have seen Fahad before in some Malayali movies. Incredible actor. Even in this movie, he does such a good job. But he's basically the captain of a kind of a black ops team, right? And they've been called in because murders have happened. So I'm not gonna start reciting the entire plot of the movie, right? What was the movie about in general is basically how the black ops team start investigating the murders, and they're like, okay, this person died, but then there's this one guy called Karan. I think that's his name, I don't remember. But why did he die? He seems to be a common man. So Fahad eventually, or Agent Amar in the movie, starts investigating to find out, okay, who is this Karan? Why would they kill a random old man? Like, why would the terrorists do it? It doesn't make sense. And eventually, midway through the movie, you come to know, okay, Karan is not just an old man. He is Kamal Hassan, the famous actor of... No, I'm joking. But basically, you come to know he's Agent Vikram, which is pretty cool. And turns out the terrorist is Agent Vikram's troop. Okay, so there's a lot of cool moments in this movie, right? I can't really list them all out. But the plot of the movie in general, it's not too complicated. It's not too over the top. And it's very believable. And that's what I mean by good commercial movies and bad commercial movies. A lot of commercial movies, they kind of they sacrifice screenwriting and a lot of good storyline just for the sake of fun moments. But this movie really manages to do both, right? So I really like the story. I was hyped to watch it, but I have to say it's really, really good. So Agent Vikram is, who is he, or Commander Vikram? I don't know. Basically, Agent Vikram is the one who is Kamal Hassan, and it was his son who died. Again, a lot of things. There's a lot of cool moments. It's basically, if you guys have watched John Wick, how in the first minute Keanu Reeves seems like a normal guy, and then they kill his dog, and spoilers, and then he becomes John Wick. So that's basically the John Wick moment of this movie, but it's like almost halfway through when you realize, okay, that is Agent Vikram, which was kind of expected, right? Like, you didn't go in expecting to not see Kamal Hassan be a badass, but he's Agent Vikram and he has a whole troupe and everything. Vijay Sethupathi plays the role of the gangster Sandanam, yeah. And Sandanam is basically, he's just a local thug. He's one of the pawns, of a big drug lord called Rolex. Rolex is played by Surya in a cameo role. It's not even, Rolex is mentioned throughout the movie, and you see Sandanam, be super scared of Rolex. Like, oh shit, Rolex is gonna fucking slaughter my family and shit. But Rolex is not seen until the end, which is setting up for a bigger universe, which I'll explain later. And then you do have one more police officer. Yeah, Chembam Vinod Jose? No, but his name is Chemban Vinod Jose. Basically, he plays Inspector Jose even in the movie, which is funny. I didn't know that his name was actually, how do you pronounce this? Jose? Jose? Whatever, fuck my English. So he's also an important part of this movie. I'm just listing out like characters which are necessary, right? So then this is how those movie moves forward. Basically, it's how Agent Vikram is revealed, and then they're like, okay, what are his motivations? There's a revolution, Fahad. There's like a little love storyline also, which I didn't even think about this. I think after a long time, it doesn't feel forced. Like, there is a romantic storyline involving Agent Amar, which is Fahad, right? But it's not like, he's not borderline harassing the girl to get to him. Like, they already are dating, they get married, and it's really nice. And I really like that they don't have some actress who's you think is supposed to be like a big deal but ends up not being. Like, that's never the case. In fact, spoilers, she does get killed by, she gets beheaded by Sandanam, if I'm not exaggerating. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, Fahad is running. Agent Amar. I'm confusing the actor. Agent Amar is running because Sandanam has her. And when he reaches her, she is literally beheaded. And they show the beheading. I mean, they don't show the beheading, but they show just a body without a head, which I did not know they were allowed to show. And I was just thinking, like, okay, they're gonna do some bullshit. Like, Sandanam's gonna come from somewhere and she's gonna be tied up and he's gonna have to save. But no, she's just dead. And I just thought, like, well, the movie really did that, huh? Like, the movie really was like, let's just pull up all the punches and let's just kill the love interest, which I think is crazy. And that's what I mean by, when you have a love interest who's supposed to mean something but you don't really care about them. In this movie, you actually do care about them. It's not forced. The chemistry between them is absolutely great. It's so natural. It's honestly, if we're talking about how to do, romantic stuff in danger and all, this is how you do it. But of course, that's like, this is such a small portion of the movie, which I'm just emphasizing because I know for a fact people wouldn't even remember, because there's so many better things in this movie, right? Like, that's not something which you would reflect upon, but I have to bring it to light. It's really well executed, I have to say. She's just beheaded and that's when Agent Amar realizes what Kamal Hassan, who's the one who started this revolution type terrorist group, which is one line they say, which I think I've heard it before, but one man's one man's revolution is another man's terrorism, which is, I get, that's true. It's true in the sense, yeah, if you're the terrorist, right? Again, I'm not one to speak. I haven't been involved in anything like that. Anyway, so that's how the movie moves forward, and Kamal Hassan's son is basically killed, right? That's what causes him to start up a revolution and get back. Like, he's in hiding for so long. Like, his own son doesn't know that he's his own father. Like, So he's been in hiding for really long because he is also part of a Black Ops team who's been in hiding, and they were supposed to be killed, but four of them survived. But yeah, so a really good movie. He has a grandson who has a heart attack. No, he has a grandson who has a heart problem, so the child cannot bear loud noises. So basically, it's a lot of fucked up stuff, which causes eventually Agent Vikram to be come back. Like, he has to come back now. So it's really great. The plot moves forward very nicely. It is a long movie, I have to say. It's almost 3 hours long. It's like 2 hour 50 minutes, which is crazy. But again, like I said, the difference between Hollywood and Indian movies, right? I have to make this comparison because when a Hollywood movie is for 3 hours long, most of the time chances are the movie is the slow burn movie. So like for the first hour, mostly like it's a lot of building, it's a lot of character building, world building. But in case of Indian movies, if a movie is 3 hours long, chances are it's not going to be a slow burn because they have from the get go they have a lot of stuff happening. I don't really know what I like. I kind of like the Indian movies better because I have to say, okay, I did watch The Godfather 2, right? Last week's review. Thank you guys for watching if you have. That's what kind of motivated me to get back into making this one as well. But The Godfather 2, excellent movie. I think one of the best movies I've ever watched, if you're talking about from a movie standpoint. One of the best acting performances I've ever seen. But it's really slow, right? It gets really slow in the second half. Which, again, I guess second half slow is better than first half slow. Or we take the original Godfather. I think even that movie is almost 3 hours long. Like, it's super slow paced, and I get it. But then in Indian movies, they kind of have it more fast paced from the get go. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing because they do sacrifice world building. This movie doesn't. This movie is really good. This movie kind of, it's not a unique world. It's not a world where you're unknown. And I like when movies do that, when they don't waste time in building out the world. Because this is a very cliche kind of situation. Like, you have this big drug dealer who has these pawns everywhere. And I like that. It's not a story about the drug deals. It's not a story about how evil Sandanam is. It's a story about Agent Vikram and the love for his grandson, right? Like, if you're talking about, okay, what is the main theme of this movie? It's not about Black Ops team. It's not about super badass shooting. It's a tale about a grandfather and his grandson, which I think is great. Like, that's really the core of the movie. That's what really propels the movie forward. That's the main base. But anyway, so the story of the movie is really good. It's very believable. Like I said, it's not something you'd be like, well, that wouldn't happen in real life, because chances are it would. It's not something, of course I'm not talking about the action, because let's be honest, but the story is really good, right? How does the movie end? I have to say that, like, the movie ends basically with Vikram and Sandanam fighting. Like, there's a whole fight. Turns out, remember, if you were paying attention earlier, I mentioned Black Ops Squad, which Vikram led. 4 were missing. Oh my god, dude. Okay, so Vikram is the captain. His maid, his house help, his maid is one of the 4 missing agents. Her name is Agent Tina. His driver is one of the missing agents, that is Lawrence. And his gym instructor is one of the missing agents, which is, I can't remember the gym instructor's name, which I'm very sad about, because I remember Lawrence, I remember Tina. Dude, okay, my favorite scene in the entire movie. If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. When they reveal Agent Tina, dude, I lost my shit. I literally, okay, so the movie does tend to get a bit boring, okay? I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it too much. It does tend to get boring. Like, I remember for the starting, I was just like, it's happening. It wasn't slow paced by no means, but I was like, yeah, shit is just happening. Amar is not really good at his job because everyone's still getting killed who he's trying to protect, and it's just like, well, he's just a shitty Black Ops leader then. But then the movie really picks up, and then they reveal Agent Tina, because Sandanam has sent people to get his grandson, right? And the housemaid is Agent Tina. Dude, the fucking, if you've seen the movie, it's a very stylized type, title card. They have year, they have the age. It is so fucking cool. And the scene which follows is, in my opinion, the best scene of the movie. Sure, there's moments where Kamal Hassan is absolutely kicking ass. There's moments when moments. There's like the last scene where Rolex is absolutely menacing, as it's like Surya plays Rolex. But Agent Tina's scene is amazing. It is so many leagues above the rest of the scenes, and I'm not even exaggerating. She literally John Wick's people. And if you've seen John Wick, you know what I mean, right? And I don't mean over the top. She doesn't like hit someone and they go flying. She uses a pair of forks, two forks, and she takes down everyone. It is absolutely crazy. The moment she picks up the phone from his daughter-in-law, because his son is dead, Vikram's daughter-in-law, and she's like, Agent Tina here, and then the title card comes up, and she cleans house. I have never been so fucking mind blown by an action scene. Not because it was really great. It's not like John Wick where they have they have no cuts, just one moving camera. It's none of that bullshit, right? But the choreography is so fucking good. The stunts, the fight sequences are great in this movie. Agent Tina's entire scene from her introduction to the end is one of the best scenes I have ever seen in an Indian movie, which is really saying something, because that's crazy. The reveal, the build up, everything towards it is so good. A spoiler alert, she does die, which I think is bullshit. Arguably my favorite sub character. It's so fucking good. And she just dies in the end, right? And sure, we have the other two agents. You have Agent Lawrence. Agent Lawrence is like, he's the driver, but he also gets killed. There's the gym instructor who also turns out to be one of the missing agents whose name I can't remember. Actually, let me see if I can. Agent Uppi Lappi. I just see Uppi Lapp here on Google. But yeah, he's one of the agents, but he also gets killed. And it's just like, well, look, I know Kamal Hassan's the hero of the movie and he's supposed to be, the big guy, but you could have kept the agents alive, you could have made it like a team thing. Like, they didn't have to kill the final guy, but they could have stayed around. But like, all of them die. Well, I think that's bullshit. I guess it makes sense because technically all of them have been in hiding. So when would they get a chance to actually, do stuff? But yeah, if you're comparing the four agents, Agent Tina and Vikram, their Agent Tina might be a tad bit better because she had. It was so insane, dude. Imagine a house help wearing a sari, washing clothes and all that, and she just ties up her hair and her face. She literally has the Giga Shad face. Her face becomes lines, dog. Her cheekbones. She looks like she could hit you with the cheekbone and you could fucking die. Nah, bro. You don't understand. Absolutely amazing. Would I like to see a movie showing what Agent Tina was like? Absolutely. I would like to see a movie just... you know what? I would like to see a movie of the actual Black Ops team which Agent Vikram led, because that would be a kick-ass movie. Just hire someone else who looks like a younger Kamal Hassan. Oh, dude, that would be fucking fantastic. But yeah, absolutely great. Of course, then Vikram does win against Sandhanam. Vijay Sethupathi does a good job as well. I'll talk about the acting as well, which is a bit unfortunate because we're already 20 minutes in, but it's a fucking podcast / YouTube video. Okay, fuck you. This is a discussion. But yeah, it's really great. Let's just move on to the acting. Good acting, I have to say. Wasn't some acting where I felt like, well, could you express more? I didn't really feel that way. I think it was done a great job. Obviously, okay, so if you're talking about who did the best acting, Kamal Hassan steals the show, right? He's a legend in acting. If you've not seen any Kamal Hassan movies, you are missing out. Like, he is an incredible actor. I know for a fact some people have never seen Kamal Hassan movies because he's more of an older actor. Some of his old movies are absolutely phenomenal. Great acting, man. I personally, according to me, a good actor is someone who can show range of emotions, right? That's the reason why I don't consider myself a good actor, because I can't show range of emotions, I think. But you get the first half where he's just a drunk guy who's an old man and he's rude and stuff. But then you get Agent Vikram, and Kamal Hassan absolutely steals the show. Obviously, like he's just really good at what he does. Fahad, again, incredible acting. His eyes, those fucking beautiful eyes. He does such a good job. I've seen, again, I don't remember which movies. I'm pretty sure I've seen him in Malayali movies. I think it was a horror movie as well. He's an incredible actor. I'm so happy he got this movie. You know what? He should chase that bag. He deserves it, honestly. Vijay Sethupathi. Now, I have to say, I did not like his acting in the start. Right? I was like, well, he's the most basic character.